was over 12 million truckers, CBers that were around at one point, and probably several million besides the trucking industry. And I basically had this concept, and I'd heard about people that had this experience picking up a hitchhiker and the hitchhiker disappearing and talking about Jesus. And after I recorded Breaker the first time with an old reel-to-reel, I had two guys traveling with me. We were in a revival, and I was out in the middle of the country sitting on top of a hill in Alabama. The interstate was pretty far away, but we had the equipment set up, and the CB broke in to the PA system about 2 in the morning. We had done a service the night before. It's about 2 in the morning, and we were just laying down these tracks to go to the studio and record. And we didn't hear it break in when it broke in, but it came when I was playing back on the reel-to-reel. It came over the speakers. And in the middle of Breaker, I was crying. I was really moved by the song. And in the middle of it, this CBer, or this truck driver, was going out on the interstate somewhere, and the CB broke in, and it said in the middle of the song, "Your phone's ringing." And the Lord spoke to me, and he said, "If you'll give this to me," he said, "I'll ring phones." And it ended up, I'm very thankful for Breaker. He ended up in the top 20 gospel and country for 19 months. And it ended up crossing into Europe and Australia and various things. It transformed my life. I had family come and live with us in Nashville one time. And the man was sitting there, didn't know much about me. And he said, my wife has a favorite song that's country and gospel. And he said, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it was big in Australia. It's called Breaker, Breaker, Sweet Jesus. And I sat there and said, well, I think I've heard of that. It's the second most requested song they ever had in Liverpool, England at that time, on secular. So it amazes me. And I think the way it's changed me is it was just, it belongs to the Lord Jesus. It was something that I think he inspired to get the message out. The thing that probably more people talk about dealing with the song is has a line in the song that says, "I found the peace I was looking for." And I think people are looking for peace. They're looking for that. We find it in the Prince of Peace. And I've had more and more and more people. I just had someone recently this past year on I-10 that says they picked up a hitchhiker. The hitchhiker shared with them about Jesus. Now, I can't vouch for any of these folks, but most of them I know have never been at a mental institution. So I've met a highway patrol who said it happened. So I don't know. I just believe it just speaks about the days we're in, speaks about Jesus coming. It speaks about what he can do in someone's life that's broken. And this man in the song is broken and looking for peace and doesn't believe in the Bible, doesn't believe in the gospel, doesn't believe in the Lord, and he finds it. And so it's changed my life because it opened a tremendous amount of doors to do a lot of ministry with the trucking industry. It opened a lot of doors to have a lot, around the world, to be able to go to different places.
He made a promise he'd never be gone too long. Though he drove an 18-wheeler, his heart was always home. And every evening he'd take time to call, and they would renew their vows. They'd make it through somehow, 'cause their heart was in it now for the long, long haul. Then the many years behind them was more than a few left ahead. And each night he would call her before she went to bed, and they'd make a promise, and they promised it all, and they would renew their vows. They'd make it through somehow, 'cause their heart was in it now for the long, long haul. And he knew that heaven was a long, long, long way, but he made a promise he would be there one day. Now every evening in prayer he calls, and he renews his vow. Tell her, Jesus, I'll make it through somehow, 'cause my heart is in it now for the long